Hey guys, welcome back. Well, today I'm going to be doing a quick unboxing of this new, well, it's a relatively new drone by JJRC. This is a JJRC Feahoot. I have no idea what that name means. Feahoot. The model number by JJRC, I believe, is the H73. Now, this is a little GPS drone with 5G Wi-Fi. Looks a lot like the Bugs 4W in its design, but it's smaller than the Bugs 4W, and it has brushed motors. They really push that it has optical flow positioning, but you don't see that it has GPS until you actually look. I think it's on the top here where it says GPS and maps, and I've looked online and it seemed to have GPS, but I don't know why that's not all over the box. Because see, look here, optical flow positioning, point of interest, but why isn't GPS in big letters? Because I mean, let's face it, optical flow is fine, but GPS is going to be a way better position hold, and it gives you return to home features and gives you you know, fail safe, and optical flow doesn't give you any of that. So I don't know why would JJRC push optical flow all over this box when GPS is a real selling point for this drone. Optical flow is going to help aid the GPS and should make the position hold on this drone really good if it all functions correctly. So that's weird. As you can see, it's got point of interest, waypoint flying, which of course with GPS you have to have GPS to do those things. Here's the optical flow. It says it has a 2-axis self-stabilized brushless gimbal. I'll have to see about that. I don't believe that. As far as what I could see, because I did take a peek in here, I don't see how this is stabilized unless it has some sort of image stabilization, because it's not on a. It just tilts 90 degrees. So it says we'll look at that closer. I don't know about that. I thought it just went 90 degrees, which would really just be one axis. We'll have to take a closer look at that. Which, if this is not correct, then that makes his other things, you know, the GPS seem to be more questionable. But doing a quick look online, all the websites that sell this say GPS. So follow me, which of course, again, is going to have to be a GPS feature. And click in battery, which means you snap the battery in, I guess. I don't know what that means. It's a 2K camera, though I don't, you know, until we actually get this up and test it, I don't know if that's 2K video or if that's just like a 2K sort of resolution for the photos, which some of these do. We'll have to see. Also, I'm hoping, even if it is 2K, I just hope that it doesn't have a ridiculously low frame rate like the Bugs 4W, which I think records like 20 frames per second, which really kills the video when it does that. Now 5G is going to be nice, because that means we're not going to get that cross interference with the controller or just your 2.4 gigahertz Wi-Fi if you live in a congested neighborhood or a city. That could also interfere with the range and make laggy, delayed controls. Alright, like I said, let's go ahead and look inside, because there's one thing I really did like when I just peeked inside of this, and that was the number of batteries. I will show you that here. I'm hoping that all of them come this way, but I mean, the way it's packaged, it makes me think that they do. The one I got here, I'll show you guys here. There's an instruction manual packaged outside of the styrofoam. Let's go ahead and get this opened up here. Flip it around. Pull a little top off here. And that's that this drone comes with not one, not two, but there's one inside the drone too, I believe. But it comes with, I'll show you in a second. It comes with 3 lipos. I mean, that's crazy. I've never seen a drone of this class that comes with 3 lipo batteries. So that will make spending a little more on this drone will be justifiable, as long as it's reasonable, because you're getting 3 of these batteries, which you figure these batteries might run, and they might run $15. I mean, I don't know, I'm just guessing. So let's go ahead and take a look at the drone. And it's got its other battery here. Let's see, where was the battery? Let's go ahead and open the arms here. You can do the back first. It looks a lot like I said, the Bugs 4W and those type. Let's see, I think the battery is on top. Yeah, here's your power button. So here's your third battery. So you've got 3 lipos. That's crazy. I said I've only seen 3 in some really small toys that have really cheap little LiPo batteries. So, and let's see, I think this is a 2-cell. Yeah, it's a 7.6 volt. And when it's 7.6, that means it's a lithium ion, or lithium high voltage. So it's a LiPo battery, but it's a high voltage one. So it's a 0.2 higher than your standard. So 7.6 volt, 1100 milliamp hour, so they get a decent flight time. So that's nice. It's not a 1S LiPo or anything like that. Here is that motorized camera. You can hear it. It's motorized, but there's no, I can feel a dampener here inside that, and that's nice because that's going to help, you know, possibly reduce any kind of jello. But I only see tilt one way. I don't know what it means by 2-axis. There's no sideways movement on this thing, so this is not a 2-axis, and it's just motorized tilt. I don't we'll have to see. I don't believe, and I could be wrong, but I don't believe that motor in there is going to adjust its pitch here to try to keep, you know, some stabilization to the drone. Here's a little, you know, sticker you put on the front, which I slid down, I think, to help protect smears and stuff and shipping of the mirror or the glass. So I don't think it's going to do any kind of automatic. I think it's just a tilt, which you usually expect. I mean, the drone of this class, I don't think it's going to have any kind of stabilization, but we'll see how it works. It's just going to be, you know, it's just going to be sort of fixed in the way I'm seeing it. So I've not looked at any other reviews. I don't usually do too much of that because I kind of feel like I'm cheating. But you know, if you've seen this drone already, then you may already know the answer to that. But I don't think it's got any kind of stabilization. I think that may be some gimmicky advertisement or features that JJRC is putting on this drone. But it's supposed to be 2K, and it looks like a nice wide, I'll pull this off, it looks like a nice lens. So I do expect this camera will actually take decent video. That we'll have to see, you know, how, like I said, frames per second and stuff like that, how it works. Now, it's just got brushed motors, so it's not going to be super powerful, you know, and but I don't know what to see what the range is. The battery does charge off micro USB, so not surprising being that this is proprietary. So to charge all these batteries up, it's going to take a while. But you could take 3 batteries out in the field and fly this thing for quite a while. Though I would give it a break in between packs. Just let these, you know, since it's brushed motors, you should give brushed motors a little rest between flights. It's just giving you little tips here about taking the screen off, like the protective screen here on this tag. The bottom here, this is your optical flow here, so this ought to aid the GPS and help get a good steady hold, assuming that this feature, everything works as advertised. I believe this is just some LED lights. They've been doing that more on some of these just to make, you know, just a cool feature. When it's up overhead, you can see the LEDs in the air. I don't think the LEDs are going to do too much beyond that. I don't think they're bright enough to really illuminate the ground or anything. So I don't think they're going to do a whole lot for the optical flow sensor. I think they're just more for looks. So you're not going to see those too much probably unless it's at night. It does have a micro SD card slot here on the side. So you can pop a card in and get your footage recorded locally. So you don't have to worry about recording over Wi-Fi, which we know ends up being choppy and usually looks terrible. So yeah, it looks like a pretty decent little drone that hopefully it flies good, and if it does, you know, this might be a drone that wouldn't be too bad if you can get it for the right price. You know, I've got this from an Amazon seller, and I don't remember who the Amazon seller is. I will link that in the description. You know, Amazon's going to generally be a little bit more expensive, but I have seen this drone for well under $100 on some of the Chinese vendors, and I think that's probably going to be decent if it's really good. And we don't know yet, so I would advise I'd hold off on this drone until I get the flight review in, just to see if it is a worthy purchase or not, at the right price, of course. You also got your spare props in here and a screwdriver in this package. I think this is going to be a USB cable, which is just your micro USB. It's nothing fancy. It's just a standard micro USB, so you can use any one you want. I think the battery is going to be in control of the charging, turning off and on, so you don't need a special cable. Just need a micro USB. And let's take a look at the controller, because the controller actually looked pretty decent to me. If I can get it out of here. I don't think these antennas are real. I don't see any wire in there. They're just pivoting on a plastic hinge. So you don't need to have these up. They're bogus. You've got your high and low rate here, and your lights, I believe, on this. And you've got your, it looks like auto takeoff and landing. Here's some, this is fixed. I don't know if this does anything because it's not even turning for me. We'll have to see. You know, unboxing videos are kind of tough because I need to dig through the instructions to see. This is probably going to be your camera tilt, because I don't, on the switch it says high, low. So I'll have to see. I'm thinking that's for these buttons, a long hold press or a quick press, probably for lights. And then a quick press to do your rates, and a long press on the lights, I believe. Here you can see GPS on and off, so obviously it's got GPS. I would recommend flying with it on, but if you're experienced, you might want to go off, because it's probably going to be a little sportier, and just, you know, that'll just be altitude hold only. But this should be your gimbal, or your, you know, you're not really a gimbal, but you know, your camera pitch tilt. So this will let you move up and down. I'm sure that's what this is. And it's got a nice spring action. You can move it a little bit. Hopefully it is smooth. It says it's a brushless. I don't know if it's a brushless. It doesn't sound brushless to me by moving it. We'll see. You know, I think it's just a brushed motor in there. But we'll see how that works. Is that nice and smooth or not? Here's your a photo button. Probably a long press will do video. This is probably to lock your props. I'm not sure what this is yet. This is going to be your GPS return to home. Of course, your LCD screen, which that protective cover, I don't know. I think I can rip that off. It tells you to tear that off. Let's see. I think I'm seeing where it's coming off, but I'll tear that off later. It just isn't easy to grab it and pull it off. Of course, it's altitude hold. You got these little handles that move down to let you hold it. But your phone doesn't go in there. I believe the phone actually goes. You may have to put the antennas up just because of this phone clip. You put your phone in there. So I'm not exactly sure here. You'll have to tilt these back to get them out of the way. You got to put this down, I think. There you go. You get this out of the way so your antennas are out of the way of your phone. So that's kind of goofy. Alright, so that kind of covers the control. I do like the feel of it, and the sticks are nice. You know, we'll see how this thing works. I think it only takes a couple AA batteries. I can get this open. Yeah, just 2. But, you know, the Bugs 4W, I think it takes 2, and it gets a good range. You would not think you'd get good range on 2 AA batteries, so we'll see how that works. Alright guys, well that kind of covers everything I wanted to show here, at least in a quick unboxing. Obviously there's things that I don't know. All the controls you won't, you know, in the unboxing I don't know all that stuff. So that and what app you use, I'll include all that when I come back and do the flight test. Alright guys, that wraps up this review. Be sure to subscribe to the channel so you can stay tuned. And you can catch that video when I do the flight review. And click the bell so you know when I do upload a new video. And as always guys, have a good day.
The power of the dark side.